record this real quick. Should have been in this trade if you're on my session on Thursday. So now, today is Keeping It Simple Sundays. And we'll cover a little bit of harmonic stuff. I mean, I am a harmonic trader, but on top of harmonics, I trade the head and shoulders. I trade trend line break and retest. I trade, supply zones, all that basic stuff that you guys need to know if you want to be a profitable trader. Now, with harmonics, anybody, and I mean anybody, can draw a pattern or learn how to draw a pattern. The main thing is knowing when to get into one and when not to get into one. If you don't know when to get into it and when not to get into it, there's no point in learning how to draw them. They ain't gonna be able to help you. Excuse me. So while we have this open, Chef JPY, I covered this on Thursday, and in my chat, I dropped this to my team. So we had a few patterns on this thing. We had this little Gartley right here. You guys know that I trades the Gartley. That's what I do. Hold on real quick. Where's it at? So this joint played around, dropped down, but did not hit stop loss, and then shot back up and hit take profit one. As expected, but as you want it to do. That's why we do stop loss a certain way. Let me fib this out real quick. So my stop loss is under 113. The reason my stop loss is under 113 on this, on any pair or any pattern I drop, is because I know price likes to drop down and hit 113 and then shoot up. This joint came within a pip of it, like super close, and then turned around. So if your stop loss was too tight, you'd have missed all of that. Matter of fact, when price got to 113, that area, that's a chance to buy again. So I mean, that makes life way easier, but it definitely went right to take profit. But this one is already, is gone. Gone. Hold on real quick. Let me hide that out. So speaking of that, let me pull up my Telegram real quick too, because I have some other stuff to go over real quick. So for you guys who are in the five-figure challenge. So how this works is a lot of trades set up that I have, I don't put them all in the 5-figure challenge. I don't. And the reason why I don't is because I don't want you guys in 50,000 trades at one time. But in my personal group, I send out all kind of trades. I send out almost every trade setup I see. If I can catch it in advance and I think it looks good, I'll send that joint out. So I want people to be winning as much as possible. But for the 5-figure challenge, I don't want everybody just, be chasing every single trade and you have like 6 or 7 trades open and then wondering why you're getting kicked out of trades, or you're getting kicked out because of margin call, or you have too many trades open, or your account not allowing you to open up a trade or close a trade. Now, for you guys who are on my session on, on Thursday, I covered this head and shoulders also on GPAUD. This is before the price dropped down. Price dropped down. I said it's going to come back and retest this and then push down. And guess what happened? Take a while. Guess what happened? That's exactly what happened. This joint is all the way down here now. So if you guys would have hopped in for the sell on this when price was still up here on Thursday, you probably came off about, let me see, what pair is that again? You would have came off with GPAUD. You would have came off, I gotta go find it real quick. Here you are. A big chunk. So my sell stop is activated and price made a gap up, but I'm still expecting this joint to drop down. You would have came off with at least 120 pips. Even if you got in on the retest of this trend line, you would have still came off with almost 85 pips. And that's just off a simple move of break and retest and the push down of the head and shoulders. Now, the reason why I'm still expecting this pair to go down is because I have another, turn the opacity up real quick. Another head and shoulders right there. Now, this head and shoulders is still valid. Yes, this shoulder is a little bit higher, but this head and shoulders is still valid. So what happens at the end of a head and shoulders is price continues on with the movement. So my confirmation on this is price did break and retest this daily trend line, and now it's finally pushing down. Hopefully price does not push back up, like back up here to test this again and then push down. Hopefully it just rides. It just rides out right here. But if this joint pushes back up, I'm selling again up here. I'll take my little negative right here and I'm selling again right here when it touches that point. But if it doesn't, if it keeps on continuing down like I want it to do, I'm good with that too. So I'm already in this joint. I'm only negative like a few pips right now. because my sell stop was activated, and you guys sell stop should have been activated too if you're in this. And it's only negative 9 pips right now, so nothing to sweat over, nothing to freak out over. Let me see. Let me close this. Now this week, I'm not expecting a lot of forex news to happen. Like stuff is going to happen. Yeah, we do have red folders, but I'm not expecting anything major. It's a holiday week in America. I don't know if you guys are all that, but in America, Thanksgiving's this week. Ain't nothing happening on Black Friday. Unless Trump tweets something crazy, ain't nothing really happening. We got some red folders, a few of them, but we got some manufacturing PMI on Friday, the GDP stuff on CAD, but there's nothing major. Like last week, we had like 8 red folders on last Friday, like literally 8 red folders last Friday for the Euro and GBP. And that's what all that movement happened from. But as I tell anybody who's trying to learn this, all news does is motivate the moves to happen anyway. The moves are already going to happen, but they need momentum. They need a reason to make that move. And when news hits, it's kind of like you can predict what's going to happen because it's setting you up to be like, okay, if price is pushing up high, it doesn't want to break the zone, eventually it's going to push down. All it needs is waiting on this moment. So when that news hits, that's this moment to be like, all right, I'm taking this dive. So, I mean, you can get very far ahead of the moves, very far ahead of these moves. I'm not going to cover gold today. Gold got a lot of stuff going on, but gold did just break and retest this major trend line. So could be heading down. Was a slow load just now. But yeah, it could be heading on down. I'm not even analyzing gold today. I'll probably analyze gold tomorrow and drop stuff in the chat for you guys. Because you guys know I love some gold. This blue pattern right here, never finished, never validated. This Gartley, technically never finished, never validated. It came this close to my entry box before the sell, and it didn't touch it. Therefore, didn't finish. So I know if price does come up here in this zone anywhere, I'm still selling this joint. Because one thing about harmonics, again, harmonics are predictive moves. This CAD JPY was a small pattern. I don't think I even told you guys about this one because it was so small and it definitely it lost like an MFR. So Chef JPY, back when we started off with. So Chef JPY, what's happening here is I tell you guys, if you really want to learn harmonics, you're going to find out one thing. No matter what time frame you look at or how long it takes for this harmonic to complete, when it completes, it's still completed. Like with all this trash movement in the middle, like this pattern was drawn up way back on October 30th. It's almost took a month for this thing to finish. So all of this trash right here in the middle that happened, all of this, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter too much because none of these points got above A. So you have this whole window of working with right here for this pattern still to be valid. So when all this stuff is happening, all this dancing around consolidation, with all this consolidation, this pattern is still valid the whole time. So unless one of these points get above A, this pattern is still valid. Like all I'm doing is readjusting C. And what's funny is none of these points even got higher than C. So all this right here is out just to fake people out, scare people into getting to this trade. None of these points came lower than my B. None of these points came higher than my C. And so this pattern was still valid the whole time through. All this means is I'll just take this and extend it down to where it actually hit at, but it's all still valid. So, I mean, I definitely say to anybody who wants to learn harmonics is a great thing to learn because it gets you so far ahead of the trades. Now, this one, Euro GBP, my bad, Euro JPY, I told you guys on Thursday where the sell line is at. If price gets, it hits this sell line, sell this. So you guys should have definitely came at least 20 pips off of this, or 26 pips was to take profit. That's a quick little move right there because I know this still needs to come down. Now, yes, price did pump back up and it's pumping back up. But what I foresee happening, one of two things. Either price is going to hit this right here, find resistance, continue on down. Or that's option one. Option two is price is going to, hit this take profit. It's going to hit this daily trend line. It's a different color. Hit this daily trend line, then head on down. One of two things can happen. So either way, you should have came up off this with like 20 pips off of this anyway. Real simple moves. This joint here, I dropped this in my other group chat, or my main group chat, the money team. This is GBP JPY. This was a no drawdown trade. So I actually told people to get in this trade after this long wick. And this was all profit right here. This joint went for 100 plus pips, almost 150 pips, but you should have at least got 70 some pips off of this. Easy move. What we got here? Oh, USD JPY. Yeah, this is one I called in the 5-figure challenge. Let me make this visible. Yeah, this is all profit. Perfect execution right there. This joint, oh man, this joint is going for the gusto right now. NZJPY, I don't know what it's doing. Might be making a pattern up there, but we ain't covering patterns today. What I'm gonna do today is actually show you guys how I chart. It's actually making another Gartley right now. I'm showing you guys how I actually chart on these things out. So if you don't have a pattern on your chart, you still can get into something. But this is definitely making another Gartley right now. So this could be doing a, hold up real quick. Let me draw this up real fast. Could be doing this right here. If price doesn't like turn around and drop right now or drop sometime soon, it could be going pretty back to this same zone. Realize again, look, take what the charts give you, man. Like, look at my 886 right here. Look where that zone is at right there. All those touches are right there. Like literally every single touch is right there. I'll make this a different color so you guys can realize what I'm talking about. This line I just drew. Look at all these touches in that same spot. All the spot is the same perfect 886 right there. So matter of fact, let me go and I'm gonna hide this bottom pattern real quick because it doesn't matter. Because the pattern is not what's important right now. What's important is you seeing the chart and seeing what money is giving you. So let me go expired, even though it's not expired, but so you know what's funny about this pattern too? Even if price goes up here to 886 and pushes down, this bottom pattern is still valid. Because again, my bottom pattern, I'll change it to a different color so you guys can see what I'm talking about real quick. Basic Gartley, and I'll make it green. So my bottom pattern, as long as this, my C point, this is my XA, my X, my A, my B, my C. As long as my C point, unlock this real quick, doesn't give above A, this is still valid. So this can go up here, and this pattern is still valid. Like that's how that works. It should be two patterns in one. Still valid, still good for a buy at the bottom. And if price pushes to the top, it's still good for a sell up top. Like it's kind of making trading way easier because you just look to the left of this chart. Every single time price has gotten to the zone, every time it's pushed down. So by me seeing this, I see that if price gets up there, it doesn't want to be in that spot. It's probably going to push down again. And this all, to the naked eye, that looks like consolidation. That's all it is. Price is moving sideways, moving sideways, moving sideways. But looking at what price is giving you, look at this pink line, and that's where my entry is at on this top Gartley. And there's still a valid C point for my bottom Gartley. So two things can be true. And so price can go here, sell down, then push up for the buy right here. I'll definitely probably dropping this in that chat, in either one of them chats, either my chat or the 5-figure challenge, because that's it's pretty nice sell zone up there. I know this is ugly right now. I'll go back and fix this though. And this Gartley right here, that is a ghost that you guys can't see. You saw that I'm gonna confuse you guys real quick. It went off too. Price hit entry, which is right here, and skyrocketed to the dang on moon. And where did it go at? It went right to that pink line and then turned around. So again, price does not want to be up there. So that's showing you how price works and how it follows the same rules over and over and over. So next pair. Oh man, this joint. I dropped this in the group chat on Friday also. Look at that. Take profit was tight on this one, but look what happened though. That joint went off, all the way off. Easy moves. And the reason I say easy moves is because, again, you have confluence on so many things. I have another pattern right here. I have a pattern right here. It missed my entry on this pattern. But what it did do was it hit this daily trend line, which is this black line. It hit this daily trend line and rejected and went up. So this is all just trend line rejection. And now I have a smaller pattern right here, and price is still pumping up right there. Easy. Again, easy moves. Let me ghost that joint back out because it's not important. Oops. Bam. So the bigger picture on this, look at this big cipher I have. Like, price did hit entry on my cipher and did push up. You know, should have hit your take profit, should have got some money off of this. 70 pips off of that. Now price is still riding above take profit, came back to entry again, and now it's pushing up again. That's just more Again, more confluence, and I have this giant daily trend line coming down, and price is rejecting off that easily. Like, man, this thing makes life so easy. Price is not messing with that trend line. Exactly. Could you go back to NZJPY for a second? Hold it real quick. Yeah, what about it? Let me get rid of this fib too. There's a lot of stuff on my chart going on. So if you guys don't know, if it's your first time in my class, every gold line is was drawn on the 4-hour chart. Every black line was drawn on the daily chart, and every green line is drawn on the 1 hour. Now, if you guys want me to go through and mark up a chart real fast, you guys, I can. But on this right now, on NZJPY, it's still valid 2 ways right now. So let me make this, bam. Let me actually fib out from, oops, that's not my fib tool. Let me fib out from A to B. Price came right to 786 and rejected. My Gartley is valid. Price right here, they went right to 886. Yep. So my other fib is, oh, I lied, 1272. Oh man, look how perfect that lines up. So if I go to my money zone, which is X to A, 886, and then 1272 of B to C, they're both in the same exact spot. They're both in the same exact spot. So if price gets there, again, it's just more confirmation that a sell is coming. So what I can do now is, to get ahead of this move, I can just go ahead and drop this sell right now for you guys in the chat. I'm going to sell, get a sell. I'll actually make this 4-hour line take profit. So I know price needs to push down anyway. I'll make this take profit. Take profit, and my stop loss, which is above 113. 113 is right here, which is right at those previous high points. So what I do is bump this up a little bit, and that's my stop loss line. Literally just took that. Yeah, are you already selling already? This is what I was talking about a second ago. Like, it's like, it literally makes life just that easy. Now, that's my take profit 1 is right there. I can actually make take profit 2 either here, right here can be take profit 2. No, I do not fib out my thing to get my take profits. I literally go by the points where price has previously been. The reason why I do this is because the reason I do my take profits this way is because I'd rather put my take profit in the point where I know price would go at rather than I put it in the point where I hope price goes at. So what I mean by that is, so obviously price has been coming here and turning around. Like, that's obvious. Price has been coming here and turning around. Hold up. Price has been coming here and turning around. That's the obvious answer. So obvious take profit would be, okay, price has at least been holding right here because I had a 4-hour line right here. Look at all those wicks right there. Price is at least going to go here. Even if price hits here and then turns around, I at least know price is going to hit there and find support first. So that's my guaranteed take profit right there, take profit 1. Now, take profit 2 is, so my next level where price has been going at has been down here. Again, look across. Look at all those wicks in the area. Look at the level of support. Like, price was last supported right here in the zone. Right there, support. Right there, support. Right there, support. Right there, support. Like, this is a major level of support right here. So price is going to probably hit this and at least get down here. But at least minimum take profit 1 is what it's going to hit at. And then your next high probability take profit is right here. Now, if price stays right here, can't talk. If price stays right here and then pushes down to this buy, even better, because that means both of these patterns are valid. And all price is doing is dancing in between all this consolidation and just completing these patterns. So look at that. Look how strong that candle right there is. Pushing up. So I guess we can drop this in the chat. Hold it real quick. Now, I'm not going to drop this in the 5-figure challenge yet because that's going to require me typing some more stuff out. I don't want to just pause the video to freaking type something out, but I definitely can drop this in the chat though. Now, the reason why I do my lines like this too, you see, when you put I put my sell line right here, it literally tells you the number, and the stop loss tells you the number, and the take profit tells you the number. And the reason why these are this colors is so you guys know it stands out. So this buy is still right here. Like, the number is bold on the side. So even if I send a trade out and you don't know what it is, it tells you on the side what the numbers are. So I actually put sell I'm gonna drop this bad boy in chat. Whoa. Making life easy. I'll go back and I'll drop that in the 5-figure challenge also. Until it's like I'm just scrolling through. I always do it all the time, so I do every day. I just go through my charts and I scroll through and see what I have. I don't know what this arrow is right here for. Why it's floating right here. Let me see. I got patterns back to back on this joint. Look how the patterns came off back to back. I actually covered this pattern right here on, what was that? Either this was Sunday or this was on Tuesday on a Ray session. I covered this pattern right here. And then Ray was like, hey, it's a pattern right back to that one. You saw that it went off to pattern right here, number 1, pattern number 2. It went back to back. This joint right here, still doing its thing. GBP/USD. Again, this one I covered plenty of times. All this is basically showing you is that, again, take what the charts give you. If you don't know harmonics, but let's say this pattern was gone. Let me ghost this joint out. Say this pattern right here was gone. I still see that this zone right here where I have my 2 buys at, that's a major level right there. Like look across, look to the left. At one point, all the price movement was on top. And then at one point, all the price movement was on the bottom. When price broke it, now all the price movement is on top. So all that means is price is probably going to come down to here again, test this line, and then push back up. And that's just really just a simple trading move right there. That you have evidence that price was stuck on top of this zone. It was all support. It got under it, even right here. It got under it, and it was stuck. It was under. So it was all resistance. Then support, resistance. All the moves were on the bottom side of this zone. And then it pushed up. And now I'm expecting the moves to be on the top side of this zone. That's literally just how simple this is. And this is why I call my class on Sunday, keeping it simple Sunday. So I'm not trying to, bombard you guys with harmonics or fibs and stuff like that. But they go hand in hand with how I trade, obviously. But the basics go even more hand in hand with how I trade. NZD/USD, we still got a valid head and shoulders on this joint. So these head and shoulders are almost dang near even. So what does that mean? At the end of this push, you're expecting price to come down here and continue back where it came from. So down here, from here to there. Continue back where you came from. What happens from there matters not. Get some sell action on this. Now, I'll actually rally, probably can sell this joint now. Sell it now and live with the consequences, meaning that if this point pushes from right here above this head, that's probably about 30, 40 pips up. It's about 40 pips up, but your reward is 92 to 170 pips. So when you risk 32 pips to get 170 pips, I say yes. So what I'm doing NZD/USD is probably look at this in a smaller time frame, see what it's doing. Actually making a pattern. Let's see, this is a Gartley. Look at that. Look how that plays out again. I'm showing you guys how simple this is. I just fibbed this impulse leg, which is right here. Fibbed the impulse leg. My retracement is at 618 for my Gartley. My completion, 886, which happens to be at the top of the shoulder. So it's in the same spot. So I can bet you when I fib from my B point to my C point, I can bet you 1272 is going to be in this same zone right here. Let's see what we got here. So let me grab this here to here. Look where 1272 is at. Right in that zone I just drew. Because that's the turnaround spot for this. And how price is pushing up right now, this is about to be a good sell also. So what I'm going to do is draw my money zone box from right here to right here. And again, I know this is not a harmonics class. This is a Keeping It Simple Sunday class. But I'm trying to get you guys ahead of some moves. So what I'm expecting on here is when price hits this zone up here, I'm about to do a sell limit. Sell limit on this joint. Hold up. Let me draw my pattern real quick so you guys know what I'm talking about. X to A to B, B to C, C to D. Now, what's funny is, I know you guys saw I did not fib out my, I didn't fib to get my C point at all. I don't have to, because I see that my C point is not below my A, and it's not too tight to where it didn't hit 0.68. Look at that, right at 786. Again, this is the same exact move I just showed you guys on the other pair. So with that being said, I can now grab that. I can take this line, which is a 1 hour level, and change this to a sell zone. and change the bottom zone to a sell zone. Now, this has the same thing as the other one. I don't want to put my stop loss too tight on this. Oops, I erased the wrong things now. I don't want to put my stop loss too tight on this. Can I grab this? Okay, I got you. And you, oops, and you. And let me grab my fib one more time, X to A. Now, my 113, perfect stop loss. The reason why I said that, my 113 is above this shoulder point, which is above this major zone. So I know if price pushes above this major zone, that means it's on its way up. But if price hits this major zone and turns around like I'm expecting it to, this should be a good sell. Like my take profit is going to be, TP1 is going to be like up here, but TP2 and 3 am I going to be all the way down here, because if we complete this head and shoulders too, this joint is going to fall like 170 pips. So I don't want you guys getting 10 pips of 170. What I'm going to do is take my line again, where you at, and above that, you're going to be stop loss. And you, going back to a guaranteed zone, take profit 1 at a guaranteed zone. Now, when I drop this, my take profit 2 is going to be here, another guaranteed zone, probably right here. Right there, another guaranteed zone. Now, take profit 3 is going to be, putting this joint all the way down here. And that's because if price gets in this zone right here, this is a void. This is not really any major level of support right here. There's one technically right here, but that's not even a very strong level. I mean, it's a level, somebody can make that take profit. We make take profit, bam. But just know, we want all these joints hit. So this little pattern might make all these jump off, and that's what we want. I want you to jump off the face of the cliff. That's a pretty strong zone right there. So that's a lot of damn take profits. So what that means is either I'm doing a chunky entry or I'm doing multiple entries. Either way, let me screenshot this and drop. I want to say, are both these NZD pairs? Yeah, one's NZD JPY and this one is NZD USD. So we're looking for the NZD to push up first and then turn around. So, but on this, what I'm going to do is probably do take profit 1 and then turn my take profit 1 to stop loss and then let all the rest of this joint ride out for the rest of the head and shoulders. I'm doing a long-term sell in this joint. I want you to come all the way back down here, complete this head and shoulders, come all the way back down. That's what I'm wanting. Actually see a little trend line action on this too. Let me adjust that because that is not a sexy trend line. And that's off now. Let's see. I guess I got a trend line here. It's not the sexiest of trend lines, but trend line nonetheless. You guys see it. Let me know if you see it. There you go. From right there, from this point, right there, a little trend line. So when price gets down here, it's probably going to break and retest that trend line and head on down, ease on down the road, making its way downtown, walking fast. You guys see that? Oh, that's even more confirmation. Look at these two pink trend lines I just drew. Now, look at the point where this trend line and this level of resistance come together at. Again, even if price just bumps off of this, it's bumping right back down and take profit 1. So, I mean, even more confirmation, like a little channel action right there. We'll see what happens. We're definitely going to see what happens, but it's a pretty nice setup. This joint, your NZD, was up. Now it's a little bit down. Nothing major. Nothing to freak out about. Stop losses there to save you anyway. So, you know, if it falls, it falls. It is what it is. But it was up nicely, though. But did it gap? Let me see. 15 minutes. Yeah, it had a little gap right there. It had to fill the gap and came right back down. This joint, it gapped down to entry. It was up 20-something pips. And right now, it's probably down 5 pips. So, again, if you're in this trade and it's negative, don't freak out. Only down 5 pips. I'm not really messing with AUD, NZD. This technically was a trade setup right here that I didn't take. So I ain't even gonna cover it. This joint went off. This is before it was in my group chat also. It's one thing too, man. This one of the good things of me teaching you guys this and getting you guys on point with, you know, with trading and stuff like that, or learning what I learned, is because you might see a pattern I don't see. I'm not going to see every single thing. I'm not a robot. Even though I say I'm in the group sometimes as a joke, but I'm not a robot. I'm not going to see everything you guys see and vice versa. So if you guys see something I don't see, that's fine. That's cool. Like, hey, share with the class. Hope you brought enough to share with the class. What is this? Oh, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. Not at all. Look, this was, I want to say someone in the group asked me about this. Said they had a Gartley on this, and I told him about the channel. So if you guys don't know, that price moves, like price likes to follow the rules. Even when something crazy happens, you're like, dang, I don't know why price pushed to this point or why price did this. Price was following the rules on some point. So he had a Gartley on here. And I told him I wasn't the biggest fan of it because price was stuck in this channel. Channel being, I'll make this one black so you guys see. Well, I'll make it light blue so you guys see what I'm talking about. So you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. So again, price likes to follow a rule. So even though all this movement is happening around it, at the end of the day, price came back to the same channel over, what I mean right here is over and over. Even when it broke out, it came right back in it and started the same mess over and over. And then it broke out and came right back in it, stuck in the same channel over and over and over. So when he had a pattern on here, the first thing I saw was I don't really see price respecting a pattern unless it's going to follow those channel rules. Meaning that I've had patterns in here too. For instance, on USD Chef, you guys see this pattern I have right here. This pattern is in here. Where's that? It's in this channel. So the bottom of this channel is the buy opportunity. So it follows the rules of this channel. Ray called out the sell right here at this line, and I got in the sell up here at the top of this channel because yes, that is only negative, let me see. You don't even negative like 20 pips at the most, but me knowing that price can go to the top of that channel, why would I hop in aggressively? Ray's an aggressive trader, so that's the aggressive entry. The less aggressive entry is getting the top of this channel because that's what price has been doing. Riding the channel up and down, up and down. Now what channels do is, and all these channels are trend lines, but in the middle of here, these trend lines going across parallel to the other ones are the same exact trend line, just copied over. And so when price pushed down here, there's actually an opportunity getting for a buy, because I want to say I called this out also that price at this line is going to buy up, and it bought straight up, went right to resistance, which was previous support. Look right here, was support, turned to resistance, and then tanked. So I mean, that's one of those moves where if you were just like up on it or paying attention, or even listening to what we talk about in these sessions, you could have been in this trade with zero drawdown and got a sell, a buy, and another sell. Like that was your support right here, your support, and then this is your resistance. Let me make a different color. Your resistance right there. So like that support became resistance. And again, this is just taking what the pairs give you. Just take what they give you. You don't have to force stuff, man. You start forcing stuff, you start losing. Everyone who I've talked to who's in the 5-figure challenge or who've been taking signals or charts from me, if they blow an account, it's because they started doing their own thing. Like I'm telling you, I'm not going to lead you guys wrong. Even though every single one of my trades is not going to win. It's not possible. It's not possible for me to be 100% right on these trades. But what it is possible for me to give you high probability trades. So people start like, are in the process of learning, but trying to put the money before the education, they start taking some L's. They're like, what the hell is going on? What is going on is you're trying to put the money before the education. I know we all want money. We all want to win. But if you can come on here, just follow and copy and paste and learn what I do. Because I will never just drop you guys a pattern with not saying anything on it. Either I'll drop you guys some analysis or I'll drop you guys the entries. I'll drop you guys something so you guys know how to get into this trade, not just that, this is a buy, this is a sell. I don't like just dropping signals. So even with the signals in the 5-figure challenge thing, this is like, it's new for me to drop signals because I'd rather give people value than just give them signals. But signals are nice though. It lets you know that you can help other people win too. But just again, it's not about the signals. Don't try to put the money before the education. They go hand in hand. Get the education, the money's gonna come. Like I said, this was support up here. This is resistance at the bottom. Like they go hand in hand. Previous support becomes resistance, and previous resistance becomes support. Same thing happened right here. This was resistance, Price came back to that same point. That is support. I make support green, resistance red. You guys see it. That resistance became support. This was support became resistance. And this same move happens over and over. So by me knowing that, I know that if price comes back to this 4-hour line, which is the gold one, there's a high chance that price is going to be selling off this and that joint plummeted. Now, where did price go at? Again, these trend lines transcend a lot of information. Like all the stuff happening in the middle doesn't really matter too much, because at the end of the day, the whole move on this thing is just trend line to trend line, or AKA stuck in the channel. The whole move is just trend line and trend line. Let me make this blue again. Like all the stuff happening in the middle does not matter. Even this move right here, this was trend line to, look at this green line right here. This is a 1-hour trend line to trend line, back down to support. Then the same move again, trend line to trend line to trend line. Like this rejection right here was on a daily trend line in the middle right here. So trend line to trend line, that's all these moves are. Trend line and trend line at the end of the day. So all the stuff in the middle, I don't say it doesn't matter too much, but when you have a channel that the price is riding like this, almost every move is making a move to support that channel. So even this right here to the bottom down here, this whole move right here was just trend line and trend line. I know I got lines everywhere. Trend line and trend line. When price came back up, trend line to trend line. And even on a smaller frame, trend line to daily trend line right here in the middle. Look at this. This is a daily trend line. So all these moves are literally just trend line and trend line moves. It's just stuck in the trend line. Either it's playing the top half of the channel or the bottom half. If you guys know what I'm talking about, this is the top half of your channel. Oops, I almost messed it up. Top half of your channel. This is the bottom half. So either price is pushing up to the top or the bottom. All it's doing is playing the fence on either side. Either it's playing the top side of this or the bottom side of that. That's all it's doing. And this is a very, very simple move you guys can see. So when a break and retest happens, no matter what time frame it's on, you guys know you can get into it, because, I mean, that's what I teach over here. Look at this black trend line coming up. Look at this break, a retest, and go. Like, same moves over and over and over. And you guys' best friend, absolute best friend, is not going to be, your best friend is not going to be any software or any program or any tool that's going to, you know, get you into trades. Those will not be your best friend. Your best friend will be time on these dang charts. Because how I learned any of this stuff was time on these dang on charts. Like, honestly, that's what it is. If you can go read every single book about trading. You can watch every single video about trading. You can go to every single live training about trading. But if you don't ever take the time to get in these charts and see what's going on, all that stuff is for nothing. Think about you playing a sport. Like, all of us grew up watching some kind of sports. I don't care who you are, what your background is. You've seen some sports in your life. People come on TV, or people go on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. They talk trash about an athlete who was playing the sport. Like, man, this person missed this dunk, or man, this person missed that catch. And all these people do is watch the sport. That at no point in their life have they ever even took part in that sport, but yet they're like, oh, this person dropped that. I could have did this. I could have did that. If you can do it, why aren't you doing it? Because again, your best teacher is going to be time on that field. If you ain't putting in the work in that thing, it's not going to help how much you watch it. And that's, at the end of the day, that's really what it is. That's why people give people a hard time who are sportscasters who never played the sport before. Because yes, you can be a pro. You can be the best sportscaster ever. You can be Stephen A. Smith. He didn't play the sport, but he's a great journalist. But at the end of the day, he never played that sport before. So you can't say, oh, this person should have made this dunk, or should have made that layup, or should have made this shot, because he never himself attempted to do it. So that's the same thing here. If I came on here and showed you guys how to do all this stuff, and I told you guys I never put a single trade in, you'd be like, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about. Because yes, I can tell you guys, I know all the rules, I know all this, I know all that. But if I have not implemented or put any of this stuff in action, it matters not what I said. And that's pretty true. I want to say Eric talked about this on his call one time. He talked about how people will give you all the motivational speech in the world, like every single day, but then they're not living the stuff that they're saying. If they ain't living it, it gives off the wrong vibe. If someone's just hyping you up, they're just gassing you up, and they ain't even doing it themselves. If they ain't doing it, why would you believe them for? Because think of it like this. If they give you all this information and they say it works, but they don't trust their own information to do it themselves, how can they say that it works? And that's not just for trading, that's for anything in life. That's why I talk to Ray. I know he's using Ray and Eric and stuff a lot, but when I talk to Ray, Ray will say, me and Ray were at the same college. He's talking about how, you go to a business class, and in your business class, the business teacher never owned a business. So he's teaching you about business and the aspects of business, but he himself has never owned a business. That itself is kind of weird. Like, this person has never owned a business, but he's teaching you about business. How does that work? I'm not saying it takes their credibility away, but it makes it kind of weird, the fact that this person is teaching me something that they're not living, that they haven't even themselves ever tried. I know it was a long rant just now, but yeah, same difference. You guys know what I meant, man. Your best friend is time on the charts, long story short. Now, NZD CAD. This sell, anyone's in this sell, I told you guys last week, you guys could have got out of this up pretty high, or you could have stayed in it and rode this joint out. But at the maximum, it was up 65 pips, I want to say. Yep, 65 pips. So right now, if you're still in this, holding this from the up top here, you're still up 20-something pips. But look what we have going on here. Let me make this bold so you guys can see it. This is a daily trend line, and so is this bottom one. Now, last Thursday, I said, I hope that price didn't push back up here and test this trend line. I was hoping that it was just going to test this trend line and turn around. But, price wants to be disrespectful. And by doing that, it went to go test the other trend line, which is this one. So it's testing it, reject. I'm expecting to reject and go down still anyway. Even though it does like this form of pattern here, but I'm pretty sure this pattern does not reach 0.5 on here for the back. So let me see. It does not. And I know there was a debate in the group earlier about a bat being only retracing to 382. That ain't how I trade it, so I ain't gonna respect it as a bat. That ain't what I do. But these are two daily trend lines coming down. You see price has been respecting both of those. So even if price gets stuck in this channel of this and dances around and does that and then makes its mind up, decides it wants to go down, that's fine. I'm in this, I got in the sell again just now right here. It's just so when it pushes down, I'm already in this joint. But remember, a lot of these moves are just trend line to trend line moves. So let me make this one bold. This is a 1 hour trend line during the middle. This trend line has been respected also pretty dang good. Look at where all this respect has been happening on this trend line. Let me grab me a circle real quick. Let me make this not like that. Look at all this trend line respect. Respect, 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 respect. Look at that. Even when price came back to it, respected that trend line. Again, respected that trend line. So this little middle trend line has definitely been respected. And remember I said on the last pair, on USD CHF, a lot of these moves in the middle that scare people out and freak them out are just price moving trend line to trend line. That's all this is. Look, price is just tapping trend line to trend line. It's just testing these trends over and over. All these moves, even these little moves in here, we're all on top of this trend line, riding down, going trend line to trend line to trend line. It's all these we're doing. So don't freak out on this. If you're in here, I hope you didn't get in late. I called this little sell right here on this because I was hoping that price was going to touch this and then drop, but it dropped a little bit, then it freaked everybody out and went up. So I want to say that your stop loss on here is only like 6 pips. I mean, it's a pretty tight stop loss on it. It was only 6 pips. I do not know what happened just now. That's crazy. You guys still there? Am I still here? Share and chat. So I don't know if y'all noticed tonight now, but my Zoom just kicked me and everybody else out and brought you guys right back in. No, I don't know if that was mine or that was Zoom. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi is still going, my computer internet's still going, but it definitely just kicked everybody. And I was acting funky right now. What are you doing? It's on the wrong screen. And it's somehow still recording, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if that was a Zoom glitch or what that was. That was wild just now, though. Can you guys see my screen? Let me see. So So you guys can't see my screen. Okay, Zoom is still acting weird though. It's like it's on the wrong screen right now. My settings are on the wrong screen. The chat is on the right screen, but it's showing as if I'm not doing screen share right now. Why? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But that's weird. But like I was saying, all these moves are just price, testing trend lines, going trend line to trend line, tapping around. So now that I went through all these pairs and, ranted a little bit, talked a lot, do you guys have any questions about any pairs before I hop off here? If so, you can just drop them in the chat. Let's see what I got on here real quick. Might be a possible bat pattern. I did it definitely wrong just now. It should have went from here. Oh, I did it right. I'm stupid. My bad. Moonwalk into the matrix. I mean, it's possible, man, because at the end of the day, Dorian, I didn't know anything about trading before I heard about trading, like for real. I didn't know a single thing. I didn't even know trading existed. Like, I really did not know that people was out here trading money. And I missed out on a lot of money. I scared myself out of a lot of trades. I made a lot of mistakes trading, trying to get ahead of the education, just wanting the money. And I want you guys to avoid all those mistakes. No matter how much I tell you guys that, or say that I haven't turned myself a master trader yet, or say that it's been a process, people are still going to come in here and do what they want to do, because that's just how people work. People will come in here and be like, you know what? I understand all this, understand your journey, understand everything you said, and guess what? I'm still going to do it this way because I know what I'm doing. And they're not going to know what they're doing. They're going to be like, dang, this don't work. I don't want anybody to come here, though, and feel like, I feel like if you're in a group chat with us, if you're in a group chat with me and Ray and Steph and Eric and all these people who are experienced traders, you have no reason not to get this. Like, it blows my mind that people come here and stay for 30 days and quit. When I was on Ray's call, I talked about people doing this during, was that Ray's call? I don't know if it was Ray's call, if I did on my Instagram story. People coming here and doing a trial period. Now, most people know that a trial period on something is like 30 days. You get a 30-day trial period for free or a 7-day trial period for free. People come in here and they do a trial period and they leave. Like, there's so much value here, so much money to be got, and people still come on here and leave. That blows my mind, because when I first started back in 2017, I had none of this. Nobody answered no questions for me. No one doing personal Zoom calls for me. No one dropping chart setups. No one answering questions. I was like out here really lost in these streets in 2017. And now we have all this. So I'm trying to make sure that all this is established so that if anybody comes here and has any questions, there's no reason why they can't come here and make money. And people will still see all this and still quit, or still see all this and still BS. Duran, I appreciate you being on both of those, because I know you're on everything that we do. So I know you're going to get this. You are going to get this. Don't be like how I was. I always say this. Don't be like how I was and BS yourself for months and months at a time. There's no point. If you're paying for this, get your money's worth out of this and get your money. I'm just get your money back, but get your money back 10 times over or 15 times over or 1,000 times over. There's so much value in learning this. And I feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it. You say keep recording, please. I will, man. I'm definitely gonna keep on recording these joints, man. I hope that this is recording right now, because if it's not, I can't help it. My Zoom freaked out. Everybody computer, I don't know, it kicked y'all off and got y'all right back on here. So, it is what it is. But it is 8:55. Well, 8:54. Just about 8:55. I'm about to hop off here. If y'all got any questions, man, if you need a personal Zoom, if you need a class about charting, something like that, because I know some people who are new on here. If you got a class about charting or even getting to a point of how to use TradingView, let me know. I will definitely put something together for y'all, because I love teaching on Zoom now. And back a year ago, I was afraid to do this. I was afraid to talk on Zoom and talk what I knew. And all I was teaching a year ago was basics. All I was teaching was the Gartley pattern, and all I was teaching was charting. That's it. So all the other stuff I teach y'all now about, the head and shoulders, are the support and resistance zones and supply zones, stuff like that, trend lines. I wasn't teaching none of that stuff, so I wasn't deep in the game enough. I wasn't deep in the game enough to do all that. Now I'm over here teaching you guys how to take over the world trading. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the chats, and I will see you guys on the next class. I will holler at y'all. Be easy.